going. Welcome back to Excuse the Disruption, boys and girls. Here we are. I'm Sam with your host Zuck. Zuck. In my show this week, I predicted an exciting game, a high-scoring game in London. I predicted Lamar Miller's big day. I projected a small day for Edelman. Tell me, am I psychic?
I don't know. What am I thinking right now?
Oh, God. With Pembroke's mother? Oh, come on.
Well,
my goodness. All right, folks, here we are. We got a hell of a show for you today. Fantasy football's first ever Reaction Monday show. Anyone can predict Sunday things. I proved it on my last show. We're here to give you the cold hard facts, the bare bones, ladies and gentlemen. And let's start with less of a topic, more of a funny headline. Scott, idiot or genius? Now, so can you tell me what I'm thinking here?
I mean, you can't argue with results. His team is good, but when you look at his team, you don't know if he picked those players on purpose or if they just fell into his lap, or you just never know. For every Martavis Bryant and Devontae Freeman he has a Christian Michael and Ahmad Bradshaw on his team. I don't know. What do you think?
Let's talk Christine Michael. Anyone with eyeballs could tell Christine Michael wasn't going to have a role in that offense. But if you looked on Yahoo would tell you, oh, Christine Michael's in for a big day. So does that mean following the rankings leads to victories? Because Scott's going to be 5-2.
I guess it does. I mean, he didn't play Christian Michael, so at least he didn't fully listen. But I mean, he should have. He played Malcolm Floyd instead, and he got him 0.7 points.
He played the wrong M. Floyd.
Yeah. Hopefully the right M. Floyd is playing tonight. That gets me about the 30 points I need to win.
I wonder if that's possible. Maybe we'll find out later in the show.
Ooh, maybe.
We got a segment called Reaction. You know why it's Reaction? Because it's Reaction Monday, baby.
We're going to go over the games one by one and see what the reactions are.
Can we overreact, Zuck?
I don't know. Let's look at the first game on our on the list. A Shiny Poop versus Wine Her, Dine Her 49er.
Well, Bruce really underachieved this week. Eli Manning to Beckham. That famous combo only got him, I'd say, about less than 10 points. Alan Hurts did well in London. Arian Foster did really well, but he's out for the season. And on the other side, the fantasy genius got 20 from Mark Ingram. Freeman was down to 13. Zuck, I think that's where Freeman's going to sit the rest of the season. None of this 35. You agree?
I think he's going to follow the path of a guy from last year. Brandon Oliver has a few really good games, and then the rest of the season is just kind of, here and there. Puts up points, but nothing starter-worthy. Not a superstar.
That's a bold prediction on the pace he's going.
I like to buy low and sell high. If I was Scott, I'd be trying to sell him right now, but
maybe to me.
Maybe.
I'll give you a C.J. Anderson and a stick of gum for him.
I do not think he would accept that, but he might offer it to you if you were him and it was the other way around.
Ain't it the truth? All right, the second matchup on our list here is Studs Inflated Balls against your Rectum Blasters.
Well, it was a disappointing week for me. Matt Ryan couldn't do anything, and then the Tom Brady to Gronk connection happened at the very end of the game.
That pretty much sealed your fate there.
Yeah. Hurt a little bit. And then my kicker and defense didn't really do much for me either. That kind of screwed in on that.
Pittsburgh was expected to have a big week.
Yeah, I was expecting it too. I was expecting the running backless Kansas City Chiefs to Alex Smith their way to a bad game.
And Zucky had garbage heap Antonio Andrews. What do you have to say for yourself?
He was the best available guy to pick up off the free agent wire because I didn't know who was playing on my team. And he didn't do too bad, 57 yards. Yeah, But then we look at the other team, and he just wasn't quite enough for me. We'll go to the next one.
You're going to lose to a guy whose number one running back got him negative 0.3 points.
That was his number 2 running back, but we're going to the Tarzana Nomads versus the Hillbilly Boners now.
See, this has some life if you believe in John Brown and George Costanza at kicker, who am I kidding? No, this is done. Once again, I think there's a trend. If your quarterback gets less than 10 points, you're going to lose. Sam Bradford got 6.8. I don't know. Can Alex afford to keep going with Sam Bradford? This is getting ridiculous.
I mean, who else is going to pick up?
Solid point.
He could put Mariota in when he comes back. He could, keep him afloat. But he hasn't been, that great. Yeah, you never know.
Mariota's last 3 games has 14 points combined. But he did get a lift, albeit one of those games he was injured, so that's kind of unfair. But he got a big week from his number 1 waiver, Stephon Diggs. When he claimed him number 1, I thought he was crazy.
I like Stephon Diggs. He's going to be the next Antonio Brown. You heard it here about third, but, someone else said it. And what about Chris Ivory? Wasn't able to lead the Nomads with his number 1 running back status.
That's true. I think 11 points is more or less where Ivory's going to fall the rest of the season. I've always been a big Chris Ivory detractor. I don't think he's any good.
You don't think he's a top-tier running back?
He's a bum.
He is a bum.
Next up, we got Just Do It, Nick's team, up against Honey Nut Julio's. It looked to be the toilet bowl game of the week, but it turned out to be a pretty exciting matchup, and it's going to come down to Monday night.
Nick was led by his flex defense and special teams and kicker. They got him about 35 points from those 3 positions, and that really helps him out. The rest of his team, he had Mike Evans and Stafford, and that's about all his team got. Other than that, his team's pretty weak.
If Robert Woods scored him 0 points, we'd be ridiculing him, calling him crazy. He got 14 points. That's almost unbelievable.
And Honey Nut Julio's is only in this because of their defense, though. St. Louis got him 25 points.
Against those Cleveland Browns, the high-powered offense that used to be, they're done. They're done.
When's Johnny Manziel going to get his chance?
Looks like next week, because Josh McCown can't stop running into walls.
Well, there's Alex's quarterback to pick up.
Johnny
Manziel's leading him to a championship.
Speaking of Johnny Manziel, let's talk about back-to-back against Sean's Steelers. And why I say this troubles me is if Johnny comes in, should I look for another tight end? Can Barnidge keep it up under Manziel? Are you a Barnidge lover?
I think you gotta be after his past 3 or 4 games. He just seems to light it up every week.
The only reason I picked up Barnidge is because I noticed he played really well when Josh McCown is in. But when Johnny's in, he barely looks his way.
I don't think Johnny's ever looking for anyone to throw the ball to, but...
That's true. That's true. Well, while we're on this matchup, I'd like to talk about how good I am. I got 109 points, and I still got Flacco and Chris Johnson.
You're not worried about Flacco throwing 13 interceptions and then Chris Johnson fumbling 4 times, you losing the matchup?
That would be incredibly saddening. I'd probably never watch football again if my quarterback and my running back got me negative 40 points. But it can happen. Zuck, he got a big day from Doug Martin. Do you expect Doug Martin to be a top 10 running back like he used to be?
He's had a few good weeks this year. I don't like him personally, but...
Well, you heard it here, folks. Zuck doesn't like him personally. He stole his lunch money.
3rd grade, he was a mean man.
And let's go to the last matchup that doesn't really need any... it doesn't need any sort of coverage. One of the top teams in the league, Moan, against the disgusting, the gross Kevin team.
What is Kevin doing? It seems like he just panics and is just throwing in whoever he can find that has a running back next to their name.
I offered him a fruit by the foot for Aaron Rodgers. He has yet to get back to me, but he says he's thinking about it.
Yeah. I actually offered him for Aaron Rodgers too, and he didn't give him to me. He didn't even start Aaron Rodgers this week.
No. But yeah, I mean, he's on a bye. That was probably a good move.
You never know with Kevin these days.
I don't know. You think Fitzgerald and Andre Ellington can get him 70 points?
Maybe. No. The one thing I'm looking at his team is he still only has 1 backup running. He still only has 3 running backs on his team.
And with the emergence of Darren McFadden yesterday, do you think Joseph Randle goes to the bench?
Well, it's either him or Christian Michael, so...
I think Randle... McFadden did some good things yesterday, but I think Randle, once he's all healthy, he'll be back to starting.
Yeah, he's had a pretty good year for a few weeks. The first few weeks he was pretty good.
Yes.
You know...
I mean, he got the bulk of the carries. His yards aren't there, but he can't catch a ball to save his life.
I mean, I don't know why he keeps throwing Ellington in there either. Does he even touch the ball anymore?
Andre Ellington gets 1 carry a month.
I guess it... Didn't even put Matthews in. Oh, God, Kevin's team is so bad.
Yes. And speaking of, before we move on, Jarvis Landry, top 10 receiver, huh?
Yeah, he's a pretty shifty guy, can catch, he's fast. He can do it all.
Moan might have been onto something there.
I mean, I like Moan's team. He's got the Minnesota defense, Jarvis Landry, Hopkins, Lynch.
He saw an opportunity. The thing I like about Moan is that he takes advantage of opportunities. He woke up the morning of, he saw Antonio Gates wasn't playing, and he slipped in and took Ladarius Green, who got him 15 points.
Clever move by Moan.
That's Moan. That's Moan for you. And Andrew Luck looks like he might be back on track, but he still sucks. So, anyway, that was reaction. We can now go to a section that's original and all of our own. We thought of it on our own. It's called Odds Makers. We give you some things and we talk about some potential matchups and we tell you the odds of winning. Zuck, I'll throw the first one to you. Honey Nut Julio's has enough firepower Monday night, Carson Palmer and Justin Forsett, to overtake Nick. Do you think he does it? What are the odds?
I'm feeling a big game for Carson Palmer this week, so I'm going 78%. 78%.
Zuck, I'm going to go 50%, and I'm going to tell you why. Forsett's going to get him absolutely nothing. Forsett's going to get him 1 or 2 points. So that means you're asking Carson Palmer to get 24, 25 points. I think it's very possible with this defense. Well, Baltimore's defense is
He's going to get 3 touchdowns to Michael Floyd, and then, and 200 yards, and then, so the rest of it's going to, I feel like he can do it.
All right. Let's see here. Let's combine these together. We'll give them we'll talk to them together. The odds of you, Michael Floyd getting you 25 points to come back against Studs Inflated Balls. What are the odds there?
About 3%.
I say 0%. Move on. There might be a stat correction, and they'll give Tavon Austin a fumbled lost somewhere. I don't know. And next we got the Tarzana Nomads. Still have. What are the odds that John Brown and George Costanza get 30 more points than Steve Smith?
Zero. It's not going to happen.
Yahoo's giving him 4%.
What's Yahoo giving me?
Let me tell you why he's 5% in my book.
Yahoo's only
Arizona
giving me 1%.
They got Tyrann Mathieu, they got Patrick Peterson. Very physical cornerbacks. They could potentially injure Old Man Smith. First play of the game, pop him in the mouth. And then, you only need, 25 points from John Brown and Costanza? I think I'll say 5%. Now, let's dig deeper. Nick is on quite a roll. Odds he makes the playoffs.
Ooh. I'm going to go 23% chance.
23%. I think our league is in such disarray that if Nick turns it around, 20%.
I mean, he's only 2 games out of it. After this week, he'll probably still be about 2 games out of first. So, I mean, he could still come first for all I'm seeing.
Mike Evans is looking with Billy Bob Thornton as the Detroit new offensive coordinator. I think Matt Stafford will take a big jump. Him and Golden Tate. I think he's got to dump Crowell, and he's
Bernard's coming back too. He's on bye. He might be a number 1 running back in the next few weeks. You never know.
I'm just saying Nick's team could look very good if Mike Evans continues his number 1 receiver trend that he's going. And let's go the opposite trend. trending downwards is Kevin. Odds he makes the playoffs.
2%.
You're giving him too huge of a number. He's 1%.
I feel like I was being very generous there. It's on the low end of the 2 spectrum, like 1.6.
I say the low end of 1%. I think.
I think he should just leave.
I think Kevin, thanks for playing.
Thank you for the donation. We all became richer because of you.
Is Jamal Charles that important? I guess so. All right, and now we move on to 1 good minute, 4 shitty minutes. Zuck, do we have a guest?
I don't know. Do we?
Hold on, let me go get him. Zuck, I can't find him.
You're not completely out of the camera.
I don't care.
Oh, wait, who's this?
Oh,
Nick,
hello.
where'd you come from?
Oh, I just come up from Connecticut. I'm working on submarines here, and I decided to stop by and play some fantasy.
Well, you seem to be doing really well lately. Your team is on the uptick. What do you have to say about that?
Let me just finish this Yingling. Hold on. They don't have Yingling in Connecticut, so every time I come on down to Pennsylvania, I gotta get some. Hold on.
It's a good beer.
It's pretty fine. It's dang good. Well, let me tell you something, guy. I'm here to tell you that Mike Evans. What are we talking about?
Your team.
Oh yeah, my team's looking good. If I win tonight, that'll be 2 in a row. I beat the defending champ, and I beat a guy whose team mascot's a cereal box. So, that feels pretty good to me. I got Matt Stafford, he's pretty good. Robert Woods is probably the best receiver I've ever seen.
You still stand by your quote of making everyone eat their words?
That might, yeah. They'll be eating something. Look at Mike Evans. He's the best receiver ever. Next question.
How do you feel about Sam Webster? Do you like that guy?
No comment.
Well, I think that's it for questions. We're running a little late in the show, so...
Hey, you know what, Zuck? I'll ask you the questions. What do you think about... Let me look. I haven't checked fantasy in a while. As you can see. Oh, God. Your team looks pretty shitty. What are you going to say about that? Starting, frickin'... Your receivers are terrible.
Demaryius Thomas and Alshon Jeffrey?
Well, I didn't look at the bye week section.
I think my team's pretty good.
I apologize.
It's pretty solid. Got 2 number 1 running backs, 2 iffy number 1 receivers, and a bunch of other guys. If Matt Ryan turns it up, I think my team's set for the playoffs.
Look, Todd Gurley's pretty bad. You should trade him to me or Sam.
All right, we'll talk about it after the show.
Okay, I'll have Sam offer a trade to you.
All right.
Hey, have a good one.
All right, I'll see you later, Nick. Have a good time in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I'm going to go test some more submarines. Or whatever I do.
Where'd Sam go? Hey, Sam, you still over there? Oh, there you are.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
I know it's our show together, so I'm sorry for missing that segment, but...
Yeah, I guess, Nick filled in for you, though. We got him on there instead.
Yeah, he's a hell of a guest, hell of a guy.
Yeah.
He says he's going to get me Todd Gurley.
I don't know. It's going to be a tough trade, but...
I'll give you C.J. Anderson for him.
Deal.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have, folks. Gotta erase the board here. Erase the board with Baby Kaepernick.
All right.
For next week, we got a clean
Canadian flag.
Yeah. Try to do better next time. Knuckleheads, this show is in no way affiliated with that other show.
In Mexico.
Yeah, survived the hurricane. Goodbye, everyone. Go watch football. Zuck, what are you watching tonight?
Football.
There we go.
All right. I think I can just end that. No.
Yeah, turn it off.
All right.
Oh, I forgot to intro Nick with Taylor Swift.
Oh, weak.
Damn it.
Well, this lets me edit it, so I think I have to just like quit it and then edit it for a while.
Did you stop it? Ever seen that music video? That's bananas.
Bananas? Isn't the game on right now?
Did you stop it?
It doesn't stop unless I tell it to stop. I guess I could stop it.
Tell it to stop and send it to me.